This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com. There we go. Now we're recording.
Lens cap is off.
Welcome back to Way Before the Bat. It sounds so strange here the second time. All right. For maybe the last time for a while, I am Phil. Joining me as always, that pretty boy from Londinium. Or New Jersey, whatever.
That would be I, Charlie, the Professor Essa.
And the Dark Knight of Ohio himself.
That's me, Tyler. I decided to spice it up a little this week, you know. Who knows what'll happen next time?
That's fair. Although I want you in the blue mask. Do you have the blue mask?
I just got 2 black masks.
What, with the eyebrow?
Oh. Yeah, you need the blue.
I need to get a whole bunch
actually blue and gray, and actually, as people will tell you, that navy blue hides you against the night better than black. This is something I've learned about ninjas, is that actually they don't wear black except on stage shows. But that they would actually, if they were trying to blend in with the night sky, they would wear navy blue.
You don't have to worry about blending in when you have a kid wearing red and green in front of you.
Exactly.
That's Decoy, the boy hostage.
So, real quick, just to recap what we said before we started recording.
Hit the button.
I hated missing last week, but I hadn't got to watch it because of the kids, because this is a little bit more adult, oriented show. And I did say that, after last week's episode and the one we're about to watch, it definitely feels that it is an extension of the Gotham universe, and it is
definitely Gotham. It is definitely a world gone mad.
Can you imagine if Gotham didn't have the constraints of network television like Pennyworth doesn't?
Yeah, well, think how they pushed the envelope.
The violence, nothing else. The violence. Can you imagine?
Jerome's face getting cut off. Where that was. I mean,
he would have burned the bus of school kids and nuns.
Probably.
Yeah. But really, as an aspect of that, the graphicness of that would even be less than that. This was very highly, and really, it's really just one scene we're talking about here. From the last episode, which is the public hanging disembowelment. Because, for example, in the first episode, we see the people in the stocks, we see the people in the cages being picked up by birds. All of that, I think they could have Gotham, but that would have really confused people because it's Gotham. This is America. We don't do that. We kill people in a nice, safe, sanitary electric chair. Thank you very much.
But the second episode, I think, the landlord's daughter, I think, was the most adult. I mean, you had some nudity in the beginning, then you had the disembowelment at the end.
Yeah.
And of course, you had the language sprinkled. So you're like, oh yeah, this isn't network.
Yeah. Although, again, I gotta say, that club, man, they are they have a very broad range of shows they put out there. Because, first, it's just it's Cheesecake Dance Girls. Then it's straight up strip club where we're throwing people out for getting too handsy. And this episode, it's, just a nice lesbian cabaret. Get a nice little acoustic set. It's really lovely. I guess, they probably have different nights. I remember when I was a teenager, we had a club in Ann Arbor called Nectarine Ballroom, and every night, you had your 80s retro night, you had your goth night, and here they have the strip club night, they have the lesbian cabaret night, they have, and so Thursday will be something different, I'm sure.
So this episode, entitled Martha Kane, was there, what we had said earlier, is very much basically Gotham / Pennyworth's version of the Alan Turing story.
Yes. Well,
now we're all caught up with what we said before.
Yes. This is very much reminiscent of Alan Turing. It obviously takes certain liberties. Alan Turing was, of course, it is you always say it's the time is ambiguous. I think they're pretty obvious that this is supposed to be sometime between the 50s and the 70s.
Yes.
Based on everything we're seeing, based on culture. I mean, yes, it is ambiguous because there are songs that they're playing that are clearly, I know those are 60s songs, but a lot of the tech and, you know, obviously the cars are definitely from the 50s.
But like,
I mean, you know, although
but like some of the
had a very odd aesthetic.
But some of like the interior decorations and stuff, like some of the houses and apartments, I'm like, man, that looks 70s. So yeah, I mean, you get
it's and I mean they're doing a good job of just keeping it kind of like, if you want to say it's in the 60s, it works. If you want to say you're not sure that it's in a different time, because this universe's time plays out differently.
Well, pretty much all.
What I think we can all agree is this is not a modern set.
No, and like most live action,
this is set in an ambiguous.
Yeah, and a lot of live action Batman stuff, and even the animated series, they kind of give you that mix of so you don't know what time. I mean, look at Gotham. I mean, they had the big.
I think
laptop.
I think other than the Dark Knight trilogy and then the Batman v Superman stuff, I think all of it can be ambiguous. Except Batman 66. But like Tim Burton's first two movies, the Schumacher films, and then of course Gotham and the animated stuff, like all has that kind of,
But all of those items incorporate a modern technology aspect to them. They all exist within a world. They don't ignore. So, for example, they have cell phones, and that all the cops have flip phones isn't that odd, because actually cops have flip phones today because there's various rules about what companies will pay for. Yeah, exactly. So, and what it's used for. But, there is that definite quality to it. But this definitely exists in this earlier period. But also, and this is what I think is most fascinating, is that it is a culturally ambiguous period. This is essentially an England where the feudal states never rebelled. This is essentially an England without a Magna Carta. There's no. I mean, they have a prime minister, but clearly authority rests with the Queen. The crown is paramount. This is definitely a monarchical society. And although there is a prime minister, we don't even know if people have the right to vote in this Gotham. Really, because clearly classism is very deep in this world, which we see, both with Pennyworth talking to his father, and of course then Pennyworth talking to Esme's father, with this idea that, you are the child of servants. You are not fit to marry into our class, That is a world that is very alien to a modern listener and a modern viewer. Mm-hmm. Now, arguably, that might not be so alien to a person from the 60s, which is the ironic aspect of it. That might be kind of true to form for the way people approach things. But, again, the 60s was also the time of revolution, sexual and otherwise, that really there should be more support for this. Yeah. But very clearly there's not. Can I actually say one of my favorite things, which is why I'm so hoping Thomas Wayne hires Alfred's father before the end of this series? Yeah. Because you're going to have both a fat Alfred and a skinny Alfred.
Yes.
You will have fat Alfred at the start, and then when he dies, and they'll give him a noble hero. Guaranteed, they're going to give him a noble hero's death. That's going to be the first arc of Pennyworth. Mark my words. First arc of Pennyworth is Dad gets hired by Thomas Wayne. He gets pulled into the whole thing. The two men are going to have their "I always loved you, I know I'm a jerk, Dad" story. Old fat Pennyworth is going to die saving people's lives. Pennyworth is going to step into the job.
Yeah, except when on his deathbed, he's going to be like, "I was always proud of you, boy."
Exactly, but that's my hope, and I can't imagine them missing that low-hanging fruit. That's my theory. This is only episode 3.
I mean, I like the idea that Alfred's coming to this maybe more through Martha than through Thomas.
Well, let's not write Lilith's fan fiction.
No. I'm just saying, like, she's hired him. He's going to be working for her.
Yeah, what I was thinking? What I was thinking? The big thing for this series is like Thomas and Martha are going to meet through Alfred, so they can literally say there would be no Batman without Alfred because he introduced the parents.
Oh, I'm sorry. You really thought that you really believed her when she said never met him? You really bought that? Thomas Wayne? No idea. Who is this gentleman of which you speak?
I know, but I'm just saying, I could just see them, him introducing the team. They could be like, Batman without Alfred.
No, I see, because that's the thing. To me, I think Alfred is always pulled into these idiot stories, and deals with it just because, I'm too dang good for this world. I'm going to put up with you idiots, you idiot no names. I'm going to put up with you guys. And then, sure, I'm going to raise your rotten, snotty kid too. Because, what else am I going to do? What I actually am fascinated about is the best Esme story.
Oh, yeah.
Because Esme says, you weren't there, you don't know. And her, Esme's father says, she's attracted to the beast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Darkness.
So, as much as she's like, I don't want you to ravish me, Bess. And Bess is like, are you sure about that?
No.
So, I do wonder, I'm going to go, look, this is a series that's going to go dark. I'm wondering if Esme is going to break Alfred's heart.
Yeah, I think she's going to break his heart or get murdered.
Yeah, or both at the same time.
Yeah,
Why not?
She's going to break his heart and then leave, and they're going to murder her, so Alfred's going to be like a double whammy, because he couldn't even win her back.
I don't know how many times they're going to go back and forth, because, he already proposed to her once, they kind of broke up, and then at the end of this episode, he proposed again, and they're moving in together.
Yeah. And again, I really don't know about that. He's got the $10,000, which, okay, is great. And he rented the apartment for 2 years, which is kind of, really kind of forward. I don't know.
If she would have said no, he could have lived there himself.
Well, yeah, and it's a nice place, I'm sure, and certainly doesn't want to live with his parents anymore.
I'm sure he's probably use it as like an office, too,
headquarters.
Yeah, but,
looks more professional.
I think the car would have been more practical. That's all I'm saying. Because he said he got rid of the car. Because who needs a car? Which is, honestly, I don't know if that's true as true in London as it is in New York. And not for nothing, I live just outside of New York, and you do need a car. And granted, New Jersey has mass transit second to none in the world. Because you can literally get to any part of our entire state by mass transit, not just the city. But it's also a pain in the butt to do so.
I just wonder if there were the cabs and stuff were more prolific back then.
Oh, sure, cabs. Yeah, you can take cabs anywhere. Yeah. Just like today, you can take an Uber anywhere you want to go. Just make sure you have the money in your account. But no, I liked Alfred's Batmobile. That's all. But I guess it probably would have gotten smashed up in the first time you took it out, and that's, you don't want to do that with a rental.
But what's this have to do with pie?
Pie, and not for nothing. That again is just like, really, it calculated pie. It's like, yeah,
on its own.
So you're
10 places.
I guess. Well, first off, why should it be calculating anything on its own? It's a computer. It's not supposed to be thinking for itself.
We don't know.
Don't make it not smashing that thing with a hammer.
Hey, we don't know. This is an alternate timeline.
Unless the people posed it a question and said, "Here, figure it out yourself, computer."
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I just, and it was only pi to 10 digits.
Yeah, but if this is the 50s or 60s, that's a more impressive feat.
Well, yeah, except that you had calculated pi to 30 digits in it's like a footnote in his Principia Mathematica. It's like the last footnote is, by the way, here's pi to 300 digits. Remember, or something,
this is the 50s or 60s. It's just miraculous that this device isn't the size of a room that can figure out pi to 10 place.
This saves 128 megabytes.
Yes, they did make the point that it looks like a bomb, and it's high tech. It's not sure it wasn't. Yeah, but yeah, and not for nothing, he left all his research and all his magnetic tapes behind. He took a couple of them, but certainly the Raven Society is going to get there. And by the way, I love our little. I love how diverse and open-minded all of the fascists are in this society. It's just like, okay, no problem, mate. I'm just here to do my job. He's like, yeah, me too, It's like,
They're still English.
Yeah, well, it's just the idea how disconnected from the cause everyone except for obviously our top guy is. So next job is I'm supposed to take that guy or kill him. Like, well, we might.
My favorite part was really Alfred driving the fire truck.
The fire truck.
Oh,
yeah, literally a fire truck.
Well, yeah, I mean that. Which again, one of these weird things. It's supposed to be an abandoned base, and yet they have a car with a
full tank of gas.
With a full tank of gas, yeah. But we'll let it go, and just a good thing that was there,
Is it really abandoned? We don't know. The lights were on and everything.
He actually says it is.
Maybe
abandoned.
blokes of ill repute are using it.
But he says, "Wow, you must have some money to have the lights and the powers all on."
Yeah. So they probably refurbished it up for Martha's big mission with the CIA and the No Names. Apparently, the socialistic utopia conspiracy goes all the way up to the CIA.
I just want to say I really like Martha in this because if you think about it, she is one character that has gotten nothing in live action. Nothing.
Yeah, this is true.
Batman Begins, no dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, really, historically, Martha, the biggest bump Martha ever got was Flashpoint. That's like the one time we ever got Martha to have a character. Prior to that, she has literally been, a blank slate, She's just that lady who, once punked out of Batman. Or in this case, sorry. That's Olivia's Wayne's mom, or Thomas's mom. So, although doesn't Batman have a brother? Got hit in the head and became a serial killer.
They did that. What was that?
It wasn't an episode of Gilligan's Island too.
They did an ambiguous story recently a few years back.
Wasn't it
kind of left it open?
Too, so.
Yeah, I know there's another guy out there that was like Owlman, and he was actually Bruce Wayne's brother. And
it's like Gwen Stacy's kids. We don't talk about it.
Okay. It's just, I just, you know me.
It was written ambiguous enough that you're like,
was he really?
You can go either way.
Yeah. During Batman R.I.P., Dr. Hurt kept claiming he was Thomas Wayne, and Alfred was Bruce's real father. Because I think that's where Will got that theory. The fans were revolted. They're like, no, he's not. Thomas Wayne is not evil. Well, at least not that much.
No, I don't. Here's what I'm gonna say: you don't get that rich doing good deeds. There are orphans being sold.
Well, see, I like to think that Thomas was good. Thomas's father.
All the dads are kind of dirty now because they brought that Tom King as that Flashpoint Batman in the Batman books now. So Thomas Wayne's running around as another Batman, and then we got Mr. Oz, Dr. Oz running around.
Douche Jarrell. Yeah, not a fan of Douche Jarrell. Okay,
nobody is. Well, what I'll say is the thing. Here's what we'll say: Alfred is an honestly good person.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what is actually meant to be the theme of this series, is that this guy, Alfred, who winds up being the moral influence, the Pa Kent, if you will, to Bruce Wayne, is actually a good person. He is a person not afraid of doing harm and taking lives when he has to, but at the same time, he actually wants to do more good in the world than evil. And I think that is the selling point of Alfred. And you can see that as a suggestion that is who he is and the way he influences Bruce Wayne. When he, who's he talking to? Oh, he was talking to Martha. And he says, you're a strange man, a soldier who doesn't like guns. He says, well, I'm guessing you never met a lot of soldiers. He says, my father was a soldier. And he says, did he ever tell you about his nightmares? And she says, he says he slept like a baby. He said he lied to you. Which may or may not be true. Her father could have just been a sociopath.
Well, isn't that part of the... If we're going to talk isn't that part of like the Kane lineage is military service? Because isn't it Martha's sister that gives birth to Batwoman?
Batwoman is from Martha's side. So yeah. What is it? Martha's brother or something? I think Jacob. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, he's a. Yeah.
I can't remember if it was her brother or sister. Like I thought it was from that side of the family. Yeah. That can we say I laughed extremely too hard after this scene where Dave Boy tosses the gun back at the guy.
Oh yeah, it is just ridiculously because and again it's the thing where he's holding it in the position of shooting himself.
Just a normal day.
Just normal suicide, But it's also just and of course all that guy's fault. But of course it goes into the deeper aspect of it, as Baz says to Dave Boy, which is like, look, man, if you want to kill yourself, that's fine. Don't make your friends watch. And he's just like, I'm just trying to pass time, which is like so darkly beautiful, which is the theme of this entire series. It's darkly beautiful, It is troubled people in a troubled world trying to make time till the superheroes arrive. Really, I mean, that is what it is. This is a world that needs superheroes. This needs a freaking Kryptonian falling out of the sky. This needs a freaking Batman guarding the night. This needs a woman of wonders stepping from her island paradise to come up and say, stop it, you idiots. That's what this world needs, and that's what they've established very well. You can see this world crying out for superheroes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it doesn't have them yet. And poor guys like Alfred, you just gotta make do.
I wonder if he's gonna wear a mask at any point.
No. I think that would be cheap, giving Alfred a mask.
Yes.
Although, unless they put him on a penny farthing bike, then that's again a Batman 66 reference when he actually does wear a little purple domino mask and takes the Alfred mobile out, which is a little penny farthing bike.
It's not Kato. Okay. It's not Kato.
No, but that is something that Alfred did. I think it was in the 3rd season of Batman.
It was in the movie too, wasn't it? When him and Robin are like outside Bruce's apartment and Bruce gets kidnapped.
I'm trying to remember if he was wearing that in the movie or not. He might have.
I feel like I'm mixing it up, but I remember what you're talking about.
Yeah, but he did wear a purple. He did wear a purple domino mask. That was his thing.
But yeah, I mean, unless
and then of course that would always come. Thank you, good citizen.
But yeah, I mean, unless they change things up, I really don't think it doesn't seem like they're going to bring in a lot of DC stuff. Except for like Alfred himself and like Thomas and Martha Wayne.
And I'm okay with that. I made the joke to you about it. If you wanted to headcanon it and play around the idea that, I can't remember it now. The Ripper guy that got cast out.
Oh yeah.
He flees to Gotham and then, gets part of the circus, whatever, and then sires the Valescas or whatever. Like if you wanted to like play around and be like, oh, look at that. It's there to play with, but I don't want it to be over. Like, I don't want to be like beat on the head. Yeah, I mean, I would be okay if they did something where like the Raven Society maybe like contacts their American counterpart or something, and it's the Court of Owls. So just like something like that.
I mean, I fully think. Here's what I'll say, and it all comes down to what your ratings go. And of course, Epix isn't bound by ratings in the same way that other shows are, so that's its advantage. So maybe they get to tell the story that they never got to tell in Gotham, which was supposed to just be about, the mean streets of Gotham. And they get to tell it now about the mean streets of London with Alfred. So maybe we won't. But at the same time, if Epix gets a little cold feet, they might, I can see them throwing in a Ra's al Ghul. I think Ra's al Ghul showing up in this is the most probable crossover we're going to get. And they'll get the same guy because he's ageless,
Yeah.
Get Bashir back, and man needs work.
This is true.
So yeah, I mean, there's lots of options they have for this, and I like where it's going. I love Bess. I know Bess is going to be so much bigger. I'm wondering if Bess killed her sister, because there's an aspect in that last scene when Bess's sister is saying, no, you're not going back to London. You're going to come back home with me, you know. And she's like, oh, you don't know. We had a thing. You went there. And then she's like, yeah, well, you know, but then you see her holding the knife as she's spreading her jam. And, you know, I think Bess is the lady, a kind of lady that would kill her sister to be with her one true love, Esme, who we've already established is going to be breaking some hearts in this storyline. Maybe she's just as crazy. You know, and maybe that's just Alfred's lot in life. He's like, I'm surrounded by crazy people. You know, Martha Kane's going to be crazy. Thomas Wayne's going to be crazy. Esme's crazy. Dave Boyd's definitely 6 sheets to the wind crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
You know, Boz is like somewhat stable, but probably sociopathically stable, you know? It's like, you know, me mum and me pup is definitely crazy people.
But those polite Brits, no matter how crazy it gets, how was your day? Oh, typical. Normal.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? But, yeah, I mean, it's a good show. There's no arguing that.
Oh, yeah.
It is a good show. And enough to make you say, dang, I wish there was another reason for me to get Epics.
Yeah. I was going to say, if this was on a station or a platform already had, oh, yeah.
I mean, do they have, like, you know, like that Skinamax late night porn stuff that I can, like, stream to? It's like,
I didn't look that deeply.
I'm looking for something. I'm just saying that after
I'm just looking. If you sign up for Epic's streaming, you get a 7-day free trial. If you sign up for Prime, you get a 30-day free trial of Prime with Epics.
Well, I already have Prime.
I know.
I'm like,
and they gave me 3 episodes of Pennyworth.
Shouldn't that just come with Prime? Work out a deal with Amazon.
Well, it's
Epics needs it.
Yeah, they need the money. You know, making this move. This is not a cheap show to make. I'm going to say that right now. This was not a cheap show to make.
Epics, I'll tell you right now, Epics, just from being at work and stuff, is definitely a station that over time has come up. Because there are people I hear who I talk with who are like, yeah, I want to add Epics, or they talk highly about the show, the channel. Mm-hmm. So it is interesting that this is where this is.
Well, I mean, I remember Epics a few years back was supposed to sort of get a lot of Marvel properties. I don't know when that fell through, but I remember reading about it. Like Epics was kind of signed to be Netflix, get the Netflix deal. What that Disney was basically teasing Netflix with, and then that kind of fell apart for Epics. And I kind of think that this is, you know, for what it's worth, kind of the consolation prize they got. But
it looks like they might be replaying episode 3 tonight. They might even be doing episode 4 tonight. So I'm pretty sure I still have the channel, so I might be able to squeeze in that episode 4.
I know episode 4.
Yeah, well, they do have. Yeah, Sunday night is when it airs. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I wasn't sure. I actually think we were like when we broadcast the second episode. That was when the second episode aired. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I knew 3.
So I think we actually got it before on Prime, but yeah. It is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks like episode 3 and 4, but yeah, all I'm seeing is like movies, like 5 a.m. Daddy Day Camp is on, Transformers: The Last Night.
Daddy! Not even Daddy Daycare. It's Daddy Day Camp.
Romance. Yeah, no, I'm not. What's Deep State? That looks like that might be another show on here. I don't know if it's an original or not.
Yeah. No, I think that was.
Is this tomorrow? Is this tomorrow night? Indecent Proposal is going to be on, so that might be the closest you get to a dirty movie, Charlie. Oh wait.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the thing. It's because I can get dirty movies easily, but I like a channel with dirty movies. I'm a dirty movie guy. Okay, I'm going to go on record for that.
It looks like a show called Sex Life, but that looks like it might be one of those like real sex shows, you know, or that.
Yeah, well, I got very upset. You know, I have HBO now, and HBO got rid of all of its dirty shows. I'm like, really, HBO?
So
really?
This changed?
No,
This is an interesting podcast now. Welcome to Real Night Talk with Charlie. Let me turn on that. Let me light a candle and pull out.
You got an audience, Ray, from Midnight Podcast and Last Sons of Krypton.
Yeah. I'm kind of blue. I'm sorry. It's who I am.
Charlie's like,
I'm just saying it's just something solid. You know, here's what I'm going to tell you. Like, Netflix doesn't really have a lot of porn. I buy them because they have a lot of superheroes.
Well, they did.
Well, they still do. They got superheroes.
Netflix does have a lot of superhero stuff. I mean, all the CW stuff on there. You still have the Netflix. It's not new, but the Netflix Marvel stuff.
And they have other stuff that they've licensed and they're doing. There's a lot of stuff. They got Sabrina. She's not really a superhero, but she's magical. That's cool. You know, and they have a lot of, you know, Japanese superhero stuff, and there's a lot of stuff on Netflix. And Hulu the same way. There's a lot of stuff that even when the stuff that I buy for is gone, they're still there. And I'm like, you know, Epix, you know, great. You've got Pennyworth. I'll be there for Pennyworth. Can you give me something else? And like the easiest thing to put out there is porn. So just have some Skinamax late night, and you know, it's all between friends. It's all cool. I can say I'm there for Pennyworth. That's the article, and then there's a pictorial here as well.
I mean, we got some toplessness last episode. What more do you want?
I need a little longer than that. I don't want to just.
It's an older man. You need longer. Oh, are we off the beat?
I'm not saying I need that much longer. I'm just saying I need longer. See, this is why Tyler doesn't like to do shows with me. I always go blue, and it's very.
Hey, Tyler, Ray wants to know if you have a Mongol mask.
No, but that would be sweet.
Dad, you want a blue chip?
You said Mongol, right? As in, like, Superman fighting Mongol, you know?
Oh, Mongol. Okay. Oh, I remember Mongol. Yeah. He was the guy that had the, what was it called? The Black.
Yellow. Black Mercy.
No, the Black Mercy, yeah. He infects Superman with the Black
Charlie, might as well run payment. You guys caught up on Krypton?
Yes.
No.
Right. I like the answers.
I have not watched Krypton in so long. I watched half of an episode a few whiles back, but it's good. It's like
Season 2 is really good. Season 2
I know it's good. It's like this. I don't doubt it is really a show I would love.
This Wednesday's the finale, right?
Yeah.
I'll
know what the heck.
I just finished Stranger Things, so now I also have to watch.
I just finished Jones season 3.
I have not started that yet. I'll get there.
What?
It's good too.
Jessica Jones season 3.
It's good. It's good. Hellcat.
Yes. Nah. I just finished.
That's what my friend said. I think the problem with that, and who said this? I don't want to take someone's word, but the problem is the same kind of thing they did with Swamp Thing. Is once you know that it's basically canceled, and there's nothing else coming, you kind of don't have the urgency to watch and keep up.
There's just so much stuff. I would have finished it early. Yeah, I have to finish like the last 3 or 4 of Swamp Thing.
I mean, and what else? Obviously, I had a reason to watch the whole series, so which I did. Which, you know, and as I said, that's sort of always the hard thing of these things is that you know you find yourself watching a show because you have to for a podcast, you know.
Yeah.
And honestly, like I said, I think that's Epic's business model here. Is like put on a Superman show, or put on a superhero show. All the people who have a podcast about stuff have to subscribe, you know. And it's kind of where I feel myself right now. It's like I kind of feel I have to subscribe just so I can watch this show, just so we can do a podcast on it.
I think you should figure out how the 7-day free trial works. If it's tied to like your email, your credit card.
We already did 3, so what's the season 10? So there should only be 7 episodes.
So Phil could sign up. Okay, all right. Give you the information.
7-day trial for a week podcast and 1 a day.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We could just knock it out like that, or we could just pass it around. You know, each of us try a free trial. You know.
Yeah.
I could sign you
I
up.
always feel guilty
Sign me
doing
up.
that.
There's 2.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it for free. That's the thing for me. I don't want to try and cheat these people. These people spend a lot of money on this show.
I'm only joking, people.
We worked hard on this show. I want people to get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm already paying for a lot of content.
Exactly.
I kind of don't want to pay extra for it. Yeah, it's like this thing. If I was just a straight broadcast, fine, that's who I am. You know? And for what it's worth, that's why I like, not for anything, I like commercially supported things. Because then I can just watch it and I'll have the commercial. I don't mind the commercial. That's when I pee. You know? And the entire idea that, we don't want commercials. It's like, I don't know how you watch a whole thing without peeing, but okay, that's you. It's like, it is a choice that people make. But to me, I would like to watch it. I would like to watch it with a clear conscience. And that's always my problem. I want to have a clear conscience while I watch it. It's hard when you're kind of skirting the 7-day trial. And what I'll say is I'll pay for a month of it. And if I get, fair content for it, I think that's fair, And that's my thing. Because I did that with DCU or DCEU. I paid for the second month. I got the first month really cheap, and then I got paid for the second month. And, and then I canceled it because, well, that was all of Doom Patrol. And, okay.
I feel like sometimes that's the pattern of some of these subscription things is, you're like, I want to watch this show. I'll just wait till it's finished. I'll subscribe for the one trial or the 1 month, and then that's it till next, next season.
Yeah, well, to some extent that's true. And although I have to say with the DCU or the DC, I forget what they called that thing, DC Plus, it was just, the stuff they had was somewhat compelling. Here's what I'm going to say. Pennyworth is way more compelling to me than Doom Patrol was.
Dad.
Pennyworth is something that, like, for example, if I could pay the $6, get the whole series of Pennyworth,
Dad.
that would be absolutely worth it.
Hey, Dad.
I gotcha.
Yes.
Are they ever gonna? I forgot his name, but there was a end credit scene in like the Hulk movie or something, and it's the Hulk that takes place in the MCU, and I forgot what that guy with that weird.
The leader, yeah. We don't know if they're ever going to bring the leader back, though he is supposedly in the same prison as Blonsky. That's dumb. That's dumb. But we do know that when S.H.I.E.L.D. fell, Blonsky, there were things where they said, let's just put extra restraints on Blonsky just in case S.H.I.E.L.D. falls. So we do know that Blonsky is still secure.
But I mean, speaking of the MCU and like even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff, at Disney Plus, I wouldn't be surprised if they put like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on that. That's what they should do with, DC Universe is like any DC property, they should like work out deals and like, you should be able to watch Krypton on there. You should be able to watch Pennyworth on there. I think you would get more subscriptions that way.
I'm surprised. Okay, so when Krypton Season 2 premiered, they put the first episode on DC Universe.
Just the first episode.
Yeah, and I'm surprised they didn't do that with Pennyworth too, as just a way to cross-market and everything.
The animated movies make their way on there and everything.
I think the deal is that when they sell, so basically when they put it on Epix is putting some of the bill to produce it, just like Netflix puts the bill to produce the Marvel shows, and they don't want you.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
elsewhere.
if you're a DC fan and like you saw the pilot, you're like, oh man, I like this, I'll go over to Epix. Just like you can get the free trial on.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I guess maybe on that level they're giving away 3 on Amazon Prime. So,
I mean, they should cut. They should put that in.
And not for nothing, I think. But I think DC has walked away from DCU. I mean, I know they say it's not dead, but it's kind of dead. I think I don't know what happened there with AT&T, Time Warner, AOL, DC, but I definitely think that DC has decided that DCU is. I think they're moving to HBO Max.
Supposedly now they've already. I mean, but
they said they're not. They said that Doom Patrol will be co-broadcast on HBO Max and
Doom Patrol. We're getting a Titan season 2 on DC Universe.
Yeah.
I think HBO Max is a dumb name, but whatever.
Well, but they already used HBO Go and HBO Now, and as I said long ago, HBO is their signature product. It has a name, it has a brand, it has a quality.
It has a stain on it after Game of Thrones ended.
Nah. Honestly, y'all watch that stuff, so don't tell me you didn't watch it.
No, but after it ended, like so many people have canceled HBO and want nothing to do with it now because there's no point.
Oh yeah, Netflix.
I think that is an over-exaggeration of the internet. The internet.
No, I mean like physically, people I interacted with, like who were just like, "I'm done with this."
Okay, well, yeah, and I understand there are people who do that. But you know,
that's another discussion.
Again,
we
it's like everyone says, I'm not buying another Thor comic now that they did this, and then next week they're right back there. It's still on their pull list. Okay, I'll get the next one just so I can rage watch it. You know, I don't think HBO's sales were so tarnished by Game of Thrones that anyone is, you know, because they still have Westworld. They still have a lot of products that are quite delightful. You know, I found a show I like to watch this week. It's like, it's called The Black Lady Sketch Show. It's very funny. Like, that's funny. Sketches. I like sketch comedy. You know? So I think HBO definitely has the strength that it came in with. It's like, you know, not for nothing, Iron Fist did not kill Netflix. Game of Thrones is not going to kill HBO. Okay? You can have a bad day, and your product still has strength.
But I mean, like, so much of, like, when you'd say HBO, the synonymous was Game of Thrones. And HBO doesn't have that anymore. So, but that's a completely different topic.
But the thing is that prior to Game of Thrones, it was synonymous with The Sopranos.
Right.
And then it was synonymous with, Curb Your Enthusiasm. And it's going to be synonymous with something else next, you know? That's the problem. Is like right now it hasn't gotten its. Here's the thing: if they'd put Pennyworth on HBO, I think this would be a very different conversation all around.
Yeah,
that would have made sense.
That would have made sense. I don't know how Epix got it. I don't know what deal Epix did to get this, but it's. There was.
Did they spend? Did they buy the license or I don't know. Put some money up or something.
Well, there was actually, and I'm trying to remember. There was, I think it was Xbox games. And it was, I think it was the Powers series.
I remember that.
Which was kind of like about superhero cops. And, you know.
Yeah, based on the Bendis stuff.
It was only through Xbox Live or Sony PlayStation Live or something. It was one of those video game platforms.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was because I don't have either of those platforms. You make it that hard for me to find your show. I'm not going to watch it, you know?
Yeah, that was a little too niche for me.
Yeah, but that would have been way bigger if they would have put it on, an HBO or something. Yeah.
I liked Powers. Don't get me wrong. I liked Powers, but it just, you put it on an obscure network.
Yeah.
It's like, how are people supposed to get there?
That's why I'm like, it's Pennyworth.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, and this is why you need that dominance of a Netflix, of a Disney Plus, of an HBO Max.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I just wonder.
You can say what you want about HBO Max, but, you know.
Yeah, what kind of life does Pennyworth have?
Max is the breakout character of Stranger Things season 3, so.
All right. Well, we're into the big picture.
I just
yeah. Oh. True.
Yeah, we're way off.
So should we end this thing?
Yeah. I like this episode. I like Martha Kane. I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yes, these 3 episodes were good. I hope Matt might be able to squeeze in a 4.
We'll get to 4. We'll see.
Yeah.
I might go.
We drop 4 after like 2 weeks.
We'll see what we can do.
You got shot.
All right. All right. Let's get out of here. Tyler Patrick, where can we find you?
Tristan.
Behind the mask.
You can find me on Krypton Report now that I can't represent Krypton Report with the Batman mask. It just, you know. You can find me on Krypton Report on Twitter, here on Southgate, and Facebook. We talk about everything Superman and Kryptonian. Oh, what's up?
There's Ray. How you going, guys?
Nice. Oh, I hijacked your show. Now you got to hijack mine.
I thought I'd better return the favor.
It works. It works.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Tyler. How are you? Sorry, I interrupted you.
Good, man. How are you?
Hey,
what's up, little man?
This is Quato. Open your mind.
All right, quick, give us a plug. We're wrapping up the show, so give us a plug.
Yep. Sorry. I can ambush your show if you want. You can find me at ITK Moon Knight on Twitter or Facebook.com/ITK Moon Knight
For all your Marvel needs.
For all your Marvel needs. Yeah. Wait. Hey yo.
All right, Charlie, let it rip. What? Charlie, have you watched Pennyworth yet, Ray?
Oh no, I haven't. So this is a very
kidnappings in Australia.
Yeah. No, yeah, I haven't yet. Waiting for.
I just want to give him a chance to say it.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen it?
No, I haven't yet. Nah, I'm still going through Krypton though. I like Krypton, so
Good.
yeah.
I was gonna,
We gotta get together and talk that some more.
Oh, absolutely, Tyler.
Pennyworth is all your channel here, so I don't even know if you have it.
Oh yeah, no, I think I got it somewhere. I mean, like, we've got a few platforms at home, so oh, little guy. Okay. Anyway, just dropping to say hi. Sorry to ambush your show.
Hey, pay me back.
Catch you guys around. See you, Tyler. See you, Professor.
See you, man.
See you, Bill.
Bye, Ray.
Catch up. Yeah. See ya.
Yep. All right. Yeah, I didn't think he had seen Pennyworth yet. But Charlie Esser, where can people talk?
Social media or
Krypton on Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff. So, yeah, just find me there, Krypton Report.
Hey, Dad.
okay.
Jazz.
Try to make sure everyone gets their voice. Okay. Anyway, so hey, I'm Charlie the Professor Esser. If you want to talk to me and would like to write me in an old-fashioned email way, the way Alfred Pennyworth once did in the 1960s, you do so after Alan Turing invented his crazy sitting device. Bye. At where? At
Superconnected.com.
that's superconnected. One word at yahoo.com. And of course, follow me on the Twitters as I live tweet things that broadcast. Still, there are a few things that have time-sensitive broadcasts that you can talk about as they're happening at Charlie S. CHARLIE.
It's a grammar for quality.
For quality.
All right.
He's in the
And
middle.
Phil, where do you exist on the internet, Phil?
Well, you can get a hold of Capes and Lunatics at capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/Capes and Lunatics, at Capes Lunatics on Twitter, Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. Work in progress, capesandlunatics.org. Yeah, I know, Will. Subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel, our weekly newsletter, capesandlunatics.home.blog. Call the voicemail 614-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And you can watch us broadcast live now on GetVocal.com, and on our Facebook and our Twitter pages. So subscribe. Watch us everywhere. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's see if I can get one more episode of.
Play the music, Phil.
So yeah, we might have I don't know. Tyler, we might be able to do episode 4 if I still have. I forget when the Epics runs out. The free Epic.
Well, I mean, it might be there right now. It just kind of depends. I don't know.
I know DirecTV that's free. I forget if it's tonight it cuts off or next week. Although Netflix.
Well, if I do it on Wednesday, then I got 4 and 5.
Although with Epic, some free password on us, people will read the whole series. Or send us an episode. Send us some reviewer copies. We're the media. All right, thanks for stopping by, Ray. Go check out the newest episode where I just pop in for a minute or two. Because I had reviewed a
She's an epic villain for Marvel.